It is with great pleasure that we return to the Coinceras channel. Greetings, all. John Dean did, in fact, give the terrifying connection between the CBDC Sandbank and Manfred in a remark on this XRP winning post. Whitney Webb was the subject of this interview. How terrifying. This is the corruption era, she says here, and John Dean acknowledged it as well. The most notorious con artist since Bernie Madoff, who set up an offshore exchange, can visit a small bank in rural America. How can he then get access to the Federal Reserve banking system despite instituting a 100% reserve policy to safeguard depositor wealth? Caitlin Long, an American entrepreneur and founder of Custodia Bank in Wyoming, was not granted a master account. Yes, I do think it's hard to grasp. FTX put $11.5 million into Farmington State Bank's parent business even though the bank only had one location and 3 employees. There was a net worth of $5.7 million for the bank. According to SBS, the investment was twice as large as the bank's net worth. Alternatively, the topic of Bitcoin laundering keeps coming up in Elizabeth Warren's remarks. It became public knowledge during the SPF trial that he had given the government $10 million. To placate the people in charge of monitoring his actions, he apparently altered his conduct. What on earth is going on? Maxine Waters and other members of Congress, the CFTC, the U.S. Treasury, Gary Gensler twice, and many more were among those who praised SPF's work. Elizabeth Warren is evading the subject even though she should be. There will be a link to this in the description again. In the mood to watch it soon. The BRICS countries are cognizant of the fact that we are in a new period, and Whitney Webb provides excellent context for this, so thank you for bringing it to our attention, John Dean. Additionally, they are beginning to set up their own financial system, which is a rejection of the old system. As time goes on, blockchain technology is simplifying this procedure significantly. Official documentation of this will be the corruption error, though. We are supposedly in the midst of the fourth turning right now. I don't know how familiar you are with the history of such events. The term cycle appears around every 80 years, so if you are not familiar with it, look it up on Google or another website. There are also documentaries that explain what cycles are and how they work. Given the corruption age, I find this barely shocking. At the APEC conference, Brad Garland revealed some intriguing insights about the impending collapse of the banking system and the wrath of Khan, stating that the liquidity center did not materialize. This led us to shift our attention to different areas. Such a statement from Brad Garland House makes it quite apparent that they are no longer providing the initial background for their work on the liquidity hub. Ripple appears to have abandoned their liquidity center, most likely in search of more productive uses for the funds. Naturally, Ripple is still doing very well. They likely attribute some of their success to their forecast that many banks will choose stable coins. Perhaps the liquidity center can wait while we focus on creating a reliable Ripple coin. So, they're putting all of their energy on it right now, and it's due out later this year. By the way, the wrath of Khan is the source of some interesting information that I want to share with you today. With that out of the way, let's talk about the summit slides that David Schwartz put out. In his morning address, he used the blog post's title and the slides to convey the information. Here, the ecosystem consists of wallets, security, compliance, and custody, as pointed out by David Schwartz. In addition, there are subdivisions dealing with analytics, the metaverse, marketplaces, games, and infrastructure. Dex is RWA and loan officer, so he'll be controlling everything. RipX Solarflare, Corium, and other groups basic ledgers, interoperability, and educational programming. After this comes the deal using stablecoins like Stabili, Bitstamp, Ripple, or Nevada 2. You humans have no idea how quickly this enormous ecosystem is expanding. A constant market cap for coins of 160 billion, together with the most up-to-date information about the financial markets and assets on chain, may be found here. It is projected to reach 2.8 trillion by the year 2028. Since stablecoins are a crucial entry point for DeFi, Ripple is likely concentrating on them at the moment. The vast majority of institutional investors, 97%, believe that tokenization will significantly alter digital assets. A study conducted by B and White Melon estimated the value of tokenized assets at 1.5 billion. That is currently in the possession of the US Treasury. According to experts, the value of tokenized assets is projected to reach 16 trillion by the year 2030. This data shows a lot of fascinating things, one of which is that institutions most typically recommend this blockchain for documenting physical assets. You are cognizant of the fact that there is great significance in tokenizing physical assets. On this point, he makes some good points. The blockchain's foundational architecture, however, will be unparalleled. If you're interested in seeing the events occur live on the XRPL mainnet, I'll provide a link in the description, but I'll give you the summary anyhow. Automatic market makers, decentralized identities, lending protocols, aggregated liquidity, super decentralized exchange, and improved capital efficiency and usability are all showcased, along with the rapidly growing XRP ledger features. In addition, you can access EVM side chains and Oracle's multipurpose tokens. So far, Ripple's emphasis for improvement has been on the loan protocol, order books, which received an upgrade earlier this year, and liquidity pools. For our purposes, that was quite effective. From a compatibility standpoint, XRPL is well suited to serve as the blockchain ecosystem's primary trading platform. David Schwartz has stated that the XRP ledger would incorporate tokenized financial assets, stablecoins, digital currencies, crypto-native tokens, and other tangible assets. Additionally, a presentation on XRPL Apex is happening right now in Amsterdam. Fantastic news indeed, since the increasing interest in the XRP ledger portends well for the upcoming surge in cryptocurrency usage. The expansion of XRP's possible applications is the most critical factor that will drive up its demand. Everything you've read up to this point is important to the plan. As you may have noticed, it has started trickling in. Furthermore, the present volume does not justify a price hike. There will likely be 16 trillion tokenized assets in circulation by the year 2030. However, if we can all come to a consensus and observe substantial consolidation, things will become interesting. For instance, some organizations might be developing XRPL solutions, while others depend on theories and virtual machines. Therefore, interoperability between networks is of the utmost importance. For that reason, the XRPL should be prepared to participate in such endeavors. We have once again been blessed with wonderful news from the APEC meeting, all because of Kahneman's wrath. According to Chadstone Grabber, Ripple was the first blockchain company to team up with MasterCard to offer biometric cards for CBDC and stablecoin transactions all around the world. On top of that, Ripple has all these other affiliates. I think I said in an earlier video that the Ripple network uses MasterCard and Visa. Someone argued a few months back that domestic CBDCs have to learn by doing if the digital dollar is going to grow. So, they are considering utilizing biometric credit cards from MasterCard to take advantage of this. RippleNet will supply such global technology, according to this article. This screenshot is also part of the tale. American, Australian, Brazilian, Hong Kong, and English partners will make up the first group, Ripple, which will involve stablecoin issuance and CBDC pilots. Furthermore, the market will be further agitated by the impending release of the Ripple stablecoin, RLUSD. For coming clean about that, Chad Stingrabber, you have my eternal thanks. You should not be perplexed, Ripple is not the only one who has said this. This is a sentiment shared by several prominent figures in the field. As a result of Mr. TradFi, crypto assets are now interacting. Ripple and LUSD are only two of several upcoming stablecoins that are noteworthy. In addition to Zodiac, financial major BlackRock has also joined the Space Standard Custody, members of the Ripple and PayPal affiliate programs, respectively. The video ends there. If you could subscribe and give my channel a like, it would mean the world to me. Please go, I'm very grateful.